What is up, YouTube? It's your boy TheWalk71, replaced the with a 4, and I am here with my WWE Money in the Bank 2017 review for you guys. Now, before I get into the review, let me say one thing. I know I haven't made a video since my last review and the review before that, almost essentially. My thing is, right now at this point in my life, I'm pretty busy with a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to get videos out. Like, I'm also, trying to figure out how I can record my PC without trying to do some extra stuff so I can get this Friday the 13th gameplay, because it's like whenever I play Friday the 13th with like my friends, it's just the funnest experience. It's hilarious playing the game. And then I got other games I want to play, but I just gotta, record them and do all that kind of stuff just when I find the right time. So just bear with me for the moment. You're gonna get a review, so you're gonna get a video from me in the month, okay? And now since they do 2 pay-per-views, you get 2 a month almost. But anyways, let's get into the show. The show was it was alright. It wasn't a bad show, honestly. It was pretty good for what it was worth. Let's get into it. So the pre-show match, we got the Hype Bros versus the Colognes. I mean, it's a pre-show match. The Faces won. The Faces usually always win on pre-shows. What was it? The Hype Bros won. Yeah, it was a match. Then we open up the actual show with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which consisted of Carmella, who won the match. Was it Carmella, Charlotte, Natalya, Tamina, and Becky Lynch? It was 5. And yeah, this match was it didn't feel like a Money in the Bank ladder match. There was a couple, spots where the ladders were actually used as weapons, but it was mainly just them. The main thing they did was just climb the ladder and just beat each other up with just moves and stuff. It really didn't feel like a ladder match. Honestly, this match could have been what the main event of Extreme Rules was, a fatal 5-way match, and then they win the briefcase, because this match was, it didn't feel like one of those classic ladder matches like Jericho and Shawn Michaels at what pay-per-view was it? Was it Unforgiven? No, it might have been No Mercy. I don't remember what pay-per-view it was, but that ladder match, or what was another like really good ladder match? Seth and Dean, where they actually used the ladders as like weapons, But yeah, they just really fought a lot. One incredible thing, to show just how like good Charlotte was, she did like a corkscrew moonsault to the outside on Tamina and Natalya. That was like probably one of the highlights of the actual match. The rest of everything else was like, it happened, but it was like nothing to really like rave about match wise. But the ending was the best part of the match. Like, I know I said Charlotte, this corkscrew moonsault was, but the ending was incredible. All right, so everybody's out, right? Carmella's on the floor. She got powerbombed by Becky Lynch, and then when Becky Lynch is about to climb, James Ellsworth moves the ladder up, and Becky falls, and then she gets caught on the rope. So the moment is clear. James Ellsworth, my man's James, climbs the ladder, grabs the Money in the Bank briefcase, and gives it to Carmella. Carmella is Mrs. Money in the Bank. She won the match without actually grabbing the briefcase, getting all of the heel heat that she rightfully deserves. I'm happy for this outcome. At first, I was like, but now I kind of understand it. It makes sense. It gets Carmella the heat she needs. It gets James Ellsworth the heat he also can get, which just is good for both of them, because they're heels and they're supposed to do undermining things and cheat to win. Just one thing I said on Twitter was like, yeah, you thought the women were going to get the respect that they so rightfully deserve in WWE, because a woman didn't win the first ever women's Money in the Bank briefcase match. It was a male who won it, and he gave it to the lady. So yeah, it's an alright ladder match. I mean, out of all the Money in the Bank briefcase matches, I don't know why I keep saying Money in the Bank briefcase matches, it was alright. I mean, let's get to the next match. We end up getting the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. We got the Usos versus the New Day. This match was actually fun to watch. Essentially, a lot of close moments. A lot of close moments with this match with the New Day. I think Kofi Kingston hit like some kind of, it was kind of like the Black Mass, and I believe he tried to win off of that and it didn't work. Or Big E actually catching, I believe it was Jey Uso with the big ending, and I thought that was gonna be there, and then Jimmy came in with the save. Like it was like, whoa. Yeah, it was a standard tag team match. It was fun to watch. Like, I wouldn't say most of the time, but like towards the like middle of the match, my network actually started like messing up, and it was just like it wouldn't load and it wouldn't work for a minute, so I had to like sit up here and listen to, because I was in a Discord call with one of my friends, Zach Attack 2905, check his channel out. We was in there, he was just telling me what was happening, but yeah, it was a lot happened. The ending, which was a very what's the word, a very correct, yeah, a very good way to end the match, give the Usos that heat. The Usos end up winning with a double count out because Kofi Kingston took both of them out with the outside dive. Oh, another, like, that was close moment was when the New Day hit their finisher and the Usos broke it up. I believe it was Jimmy Uso again. But was it Kofi Kingston took both of the Usos out, and then they decided, why we got to go in the back in the match? We're tag team champions. It doesn't matter if we're counted out or not. So they just decided to stay on the outside, and they lost the match, but they retained their titles. And honestly, this makes sense for the Usos to have a more flunky finish in this match. And honestly, if the New Day do win the titles, I see them winning it at a bigger pay-per-view like SummerSlam, if they win it. But honestly, at this point, the Usos honestly don't need to lose the championship. They are probably one of the biggest draws of SmackDown's tag team division. They are like one of the more enjoyable teams of SmackDown when they reinvented themselves. They have been very impressive. So it's going to be very interesting seeing what's going to happen with these two teams, because both of these teams are really good, and they're bringing a lot of eyes to the tag team division, unlike what was happening a couple months ago during WrestleMania season. Like, we didn't know what was going on with the tag team division. Like, the tag team champions were on SmackDown for like 2 or 3 weeks at one point, and it was just crazy. So now they're getting, you know, that shine they really deserve. So I think after this match, either after this match or before, there was a segment where Breezango was like a fashion. No. It was after this match. Yeah. Okay, we'll talk about it then. So the next match we ended up getting was Naomi versus Lana for the SmackDown Women's Championship match. First thing I want to say, changed Lana's theme song. I'm not really a big fan of it. I like her old theme song she had before that. It really fit her character. So yeah, this match was actually it was decent. Lana, for it to be like her first like televised one-on-one match, it was actually decent. I like that she actually has some kind of ring psychology, because she went after Naomi's leg. She has some nice suplexes. Her suplexes are pretty decent. My only complaints with Lana, she has the more basic stuff down, like the ring psychology and, work on the leg, trying to tell a story. But I felt like little stuff like her transitioning and the pins were kind of bad. But honestly, for this to be her first match, it was actually all right for Lana. She didn't do as bad as people probably would think she would did in her first match. She actually did all right. Naomi, Naomi does what Naomi does. Essentially, towards the end of the match, there was like a little tease. Carmella's music hit, and she started coming to the ring, and she looked like she was going to cash in the Money in the Bank. She was going to pull a Seth Rollins. She was going to make it a triple threat, but then she was trolling, and it ended up kind of distracting Lana, and Naomi ended up hitting her finisher, her submission finisher, and Lana tapped out. And then Carmella was just trolling, and then she walked back to the backstage or whatever. So yeah, that happened. And then after that, we got the Fashion Vice segment. If you watch SmackDown, what happened was Tyler Breeze and their office was like destroyed, and Tyler Breeze got laid out. So then they were like, oh, we have a tape. The tape will tell us who did it. They put the tape in. It was the people talking. I knew who it was from the video. It was the Ascension, which it eventually was. And then they had a match later on tonight. Then after that, we got this segment. I popped hard for a little bit because, I mess with Maria because she's from Chicago. But we had Maria Kanellis and Mike Kanellis. Not Mike Bennett because, rights and all that kind of stuff. So he just took Maria's last name, which is fine because Maria has a bigger name in WWE than Mike Bennett. So yeah, they have this new gimmick where they're going to be showing the WWE the power of love. It's like their theme song too or something like that. It's interesting. I prefer Mike Bennett in TNA when he was like the Miracle. That was like a very clean gimmick. But Maria still is the same as she was in was it TNA, where she's like the first lady of wrestling. All of this. It's going to be very interesting to see what unfolds. On SmackDown TV, especially this upcoming Tuesday, what's going to happen next, and weeks later and months later, and just to see what's going to happen, because this seems like this can have a high potential of this being a good segment. I don't know who they're going to feud with. I don't even know I don't know if they're going to be face or heel. This is going to be interesting. That's all I got to say. The next match we end up getting, which is honestly my personal match of the night, honestly. I enjoyed this match more than the Money in the Bank match. We had Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship, the rematch from Backlash. And man, Mahal had a way better performance than he did at Backlash. Now, at Backlash, this is more of Randy carrying the match a lot. He had a lot of the offense a lot, and then Jinder Mahal snuck in and won the championship. But this match, honestly, people cannot complain about Jinder Mahal not being like worthy of being a champion, because honestly this match was good. You had Jinder Mahal with the very good ring psychology. The whole time he went after Orton's leg, and I actually have to give Orton some credit too, because he continued to you know, sell the leg as his essential Achilles heel. It was like his weakness in the match. Like he can do some stuff, and he actually sold it during the match. He didn't just like the move, just like him getting his knee destroyed. He didn't act like it just stopped hurting out of nowhere. It actually, you know, was bothering him. Jinder Mahal was working on the leg, and then before the match they had a segment where they showed all the wrestling legends. I can't say WWE legends because most of them weren't in WWE, but all the legends in wrestling and all that, you know, trying to get Jinder that heel heat by taunting the legends, because he's the 50th WWE champion. Only one of them have actually been WWE champion. But that was an interesting segment, which I'll talk about later, that involved Randy Orton's dad. Jinder Mahal is hilarious. Ric Flair's in the audience. So what does Jinder do? He hits the figure 4 leg lock, and Ric Flair was looking so like angry. So this match, honestly, Jinder was doing a lot of the selling a lot. Like Randy Orton got his moves in, you know, he got his moves in, you know, occasionally, and the the whole entire segment with the Bollywood Boys was the cleanest of the match too. But Jinder had an incredible performance, in my opinion, with the way he was working on Randy's leg with the ring psychology. So let's get to the Bollywood Boys Randy Orton segment. So the Bollywood Boys, you know, they decide to squat up. So first, Randy Orton hits an RKO on Jinder Mahal. Jinder Mahal, that's my only gripe with Jinder Mahal. His selling of the RKO is bad. He sells it like he's gonna go for a stunner, which means when he goes for the RKO, you're supposed to go, you know, you're supposed to just fall forward, you know, and just go flat. But Jinder Mahal likes to just fall on his knees first. He needs to go just flat, like he's selling a stunner or something. That's my only gripe with it. Jinder Mahal kicks out. Then after that, it was just like a little dead moment of Jinder being dead and Randy Orton just like, what's going on? And then the Bollywood Boys came out to the ring and they started taunting Randy Orton's father. Yeah, they started taunting Randy Orton's father like they was going to beat up his father, you know, stealing Randy Orton's old gimmick. And then Randy Orton came in. Like the Bollywood Boys pulled up on Randy's dad, right? And then Randy Orton just went nuts. He ended up doing the same spot he did at Backlash, where made me just went, oh, he's gonna kill them. When he throws them in the air and they just flip onto the announce table and just looks like they're breaking their necks. But this time, Randy Orton was more innovative than ever, because he RKO'd one of the Bollywood Boys through the announce table, and that made me pop. And then he did that, and there was another part where he beat him up and he threw one of them on top of each other. It was incredible. That was amazing. And then when we went back in the ring, Jinder legit, the first thing he thought of, smart, kick Randy Orton in his injured leg that you've been working on the whole time, hits the Colossus for the 1, 2, 3. Jinder Mahal has retained the WWE Championship. That was honestly a very good match to watch. It was a good match to enjoy. Yeah, so people can stop, you know, complaining that Jinder is not good enough, because that match proved that he can be great. He can be a good superstar. He can be a good wrestler. He just showed he can do incredible ring psychology. Like, he can do something. This was honestly a good match. So then the next match we ended up getting, which was honestly, even though it had a setup, it was a Pittsburgh match. You had the Ascension versus Breezango. No build up to this match other than that one segment. So the match was just, you know, your average tag match. Breezango ended up winning. I don't even remember how they won. I was barely paying attention to this match, but I know Breezango won. Yeah. Breezango is still over, though. That's all that matters. The Ascension's been buried since they first arrived on the main roster. So then we got our main event. The namesake of this pay-per-view. We got the WWE Championship Money in the Bank ladder match. Okay, we have Dolph Ziggler, AJ Styles, Baron Corbin, Shinsuke Nakamura, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. And before the match even started, we started with action. You had Shinsuke Nakamura go for his entrance, and Baron Corbin just went after Nakamura, hitting him with ladders, cameras, everything. Took him out before the match even started. So it was just them 5 on their own. And they just went at it. People getting hit with ladders, you know, people doing moves on each other. Honestly, the match didn't get intense for me until Nakamura came back and just started killing people with the Kinshasas. Oh my goodness. Some highlights, honestly, of this match before Nakamura came out, because that's when the match picked up to me. Sami Zayn, yeah, he did this before Nakamura came out. He had a exploder suplex on the apron. They also bent the ladder with just a lot of crazy stuff. Oh yeah, this happened. So there was multiple times in this match where it looked like Sami Zayn was gonna win. Like everybody's taken out. Sami Zayn's like, what's going on? He, you know, sets out the ladder, look like he's about to climb it, then somebody comes and ruins it. So it happened so many times. So it was that one point where Sami Zayn, everybody's been taken out, and Sami Zayn is having his moment. He hit a sunset flip on Dolph Ziggler over the ladder. Boom, took out Dolph Ziggler. He took out Kevin Owens, I believe. And AJ Styles was out from a previous thing that happened. So he's climbing the ladder. You know, he's having his moment. It looks like he's gonna win. AJ Styles comes out of nowhere, hits a phenomenal forearm on to Sami Zayn off of the ladder. Then the match started to then Baron Corbin came in, beat him up, and then Nakamura's music hits. Nakamura comes out, he's ready to go. He pulls up on Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin tries to throw that ladder. He said yeet, got in the ring, and just started going ham on Baron Corbin. Took him out with a Kinshasa. Who was next to get taken out? I believe it was Dolph Ziggler got taken out with the Kinshasa, and then it was Kevin Owens, and then it was Sami Zayn. And then everybody's out. Everybody's out. And then you have the magical moment. AJ Styles, Nakamura, Wrestle Kingdom 10. So they have the ladder, right? It looks like Nakamura's about to win. But they both know each other well enough to know that this whole thing, they have to take each other out. So they move the ladder out the way. And they just go at it. Forearms, forearms, forearms. I'm talking, this is the first time I actually seen a more strong style Shinsuke Nakamura from Japan, where he was just, you know, going for those forearm hits and all that, and they were going at it. Actually, Nakamura ended up putting AJ Styles in a sleeper hold, and then hit the exploded suplex. Then AJ got up, I believe, and then they started going combos on each other once again. AJ ended up hitting one of his combos, and right when Nakamura was about to hit a Kinshasa, AJ Styles hits a jumping forearm hit right on Nakamura, taking him out. Then they set up the ladders, you know, once they recover. They both climbing, and they're both going at it. Everybody else is dead. And they both are just going at it. Forearm hits to each other, forearm hits to each other, forearm hits to each other, just going at it, trying to knock each other off. And then Baron Corbin comes in, knocks both of them off of the ladder. He puts the ladder off. Baron Corbin sets it back up, climbs the ladder, and unhooks the Money in the Bank briefcase. Baron Corbin is the new holder of the Money in the Bank briefcase. He is Mr. Money in the Bank, and I'm happy for Baron Corbin, because honestly, he's somebody that deserves a championship run. Now, what I think should happen, I said this in a review with my friend Zack Attack. I said Mahal should hold the title, and then when Cena comes back, they tease a little moment or something with him and Jinder Mahal. Whenever they have their match, they tease something for now, but then give us the Cena Mahal match. Boom, they have it. Cena beats Mahal, right? Boom. Baron Corbin pulls up on John Cena, cashes in, wins the championship. It's a big moment. Honestly, I think that's what should happen. And since Baron Corbin has that more I don't care attitude, he should be like Naito, and he should just throw the briefcase around like it's nothing. But I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Oh, another crazy part I forgot to mention. I was just like, wow. The ladder. The ladder became a table today, but not in a good way. It didn't break at all. Baron Corbin chokeslam AJ Styles on the ladder and it didn't break. And then Kevin Owens hit. No. AJ Styles hit like almost a attitude adjustment on the ladder, and it didn't break on Kevin Owens. And then also AJ Styles had this moment where he was climbing. It looked like he was about to win. Dolph Ziggler removes the ladder, so AJ's hanging off of the thing. He's actually smart, unlike other people. He actually climbs it and is trying to take it off, and he ends up falling flat off of it. This man AJ Styles just doesn't care about his body. This man is 40 years old doing stuff like that, but I commend AJ Styles for doing this every night. Anyways, you guys know what to do. Like, comment, favorite, subscribe. Listen, I'm trying to get these videos out. I think I need new editing software because this vlog I was trying to make is so long overdue, to be honest, man. It's getting to the point to where I just say screw it and just not come out with it, because think about it. Backlash was what is it, last month, and this month is almost about to end, almost in like 2 weeks. I'm trying to get this out, and then my computer's being all flunky with me trying to get you know, Photoshop, you know, trying to get it off of the internet. So now I have to figure out how I'm gonna do this. Anyways, trying to get Friday the 13th videos going whenever I get a chance. You know, I'm a very busy man right now, but I'm trying. That's all I can say. I'm trying. But make sure to always hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit the bell so you get a notification every time I upload on YouTube, because YouTube is very flunky right now. Anyway, guys, I'm out. This pay-per-view was cool. It was a good pay-per-view to watch. It was very enjoyable. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Peace.